Hey guys, here to do my spoiler review for Split. If any of you clicked on the last Split one I did, you're probably like, well, okay, well, now I've seen it. And if you're here and you haven't seen it and you're just watching this, please don't. Please don't. I'm begging you, please don't. But here we go. This is your last warning. Literally, last warning. So here is my spoiler review for Split. Now, if you watch the other video, I'm going to go ahead and put my rating for the movie up front, since I put it in the other video, and say that this movie was a 10 out of 10 for me. Absolutely. And I don't use the scale as a meter of perfection, but as a meter of enjoyment. And for me, this movie was so much fun. But here we go. This is literally your last chance. If you have not seen the movie, last chance. That ending, guys, I'm gonna be honest, this movie would have still been an 8 or a 9 for me coming out of it, but the reveal, because it's like everybody said, the ending of this movie, it's not a twist. All of Shyamalan's movies have a twist. It's not a twist, it's a reveal, and the reveal is incredible because it's basically like an off movie to Unbreakable, which is in my top 3 favorite M. Night Shyamalan films. Unbreakable is absolutely one of his best films. It's probably actually number 2 for me. Sixth Sense will always be my favorite one because of all the behind the scenes stuff I watched on it when I was younger, and it really was one of those movies that secured my passion for film and stuff, and seeing everything Shyamalan did with that. But I'm telling you, Unbreakable is such an underrated Shyamalan film. It's so brilliant. It's so good. And I don't pay enough attention to scores, because I did not recognize the Unbreakable score. And it had been forever since I saw Unbreakable. I've seen Unbreakable, so I didn't remember, I remembered the movie existed, I remembered bits and pieces of it, but, the little minute details kind of got lost because it had been a while. But the second it gets that diner scene, it's doing the pan through, and you hear the news talking about everything that's just happened, and then you hear this woman talking about, what was that guy, in the wheelchair, blah, 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 that was taken away. And then you see Bruce Willis, and he says, oh, Mr. Glass. And that's so freaking cool. It literally had me in my seat, I just sat there. I couldn't say anything. I could not say anything because of how in shock I was. And that made the movie for me. Because, different than a lot of people, once McAvoy's character turns into the Beast and he starts climbing on the walls and everything, that didn't bother me because I knew that they were going to explain it somehow, because, okay, Shyamalan isn't perfect, okay, but I will give the man enough credit to that. If you're going to take something simple, because up until he becomes the Beast, they paid very much close attention to the fact that James McAvoy had multiple personalities, and they played into that through the vast majority of the film, probably 80% of it. So when it's revealed that the Beast was actually something real, it threw me off guard, but in the back of my mind I was like, okay, it's Shyamalan, I'm gonna have trust that he's gonna make it work somehow. So, it does the reveal. He doesn't attack the girl because she's got all these scars and everything, and he just walks away, and I'm like, that's it? That's pretty cool. That's an interesting way to look at things, but I don't see what's so amazing about that. So I'm sitting there kind of disappointed. I'm like, okay, well, this is definitely not a 10 out of 10. This is probably about an 8, I don't see what's so great about this. I'm watching and I'm watching and I'm watching. And then it happens. It just, like I said, it happens. It just comes out of left field. And it's amazing. So now that I've kind of talked about the ending and everything, I really want to say a few words about McAvoy before I close off, because Anya Taylor-Joy and everybody else in the movie, the lady who played the therapist, everybody in this movie, I mean, even Shyamalan did a pretty good job with his small, teeny tiny cameo. Everybody else in the movie I thought was really, really good for the roles that they had. But to play off the role that McAvoy had is impeccable. I know this is a January movie, and the likelihood of this happening is slim to none. But I'm going to be so disappointed if next year McAvoy does not get nominated for Best Actor. The way he played each of these individual personalities, like Patricia and Dennis and the kid, I forget the name of the kid, but just all these different personalities that he's portraying. Barry, like, I have to echo, because after seeing it, I came home and I watched a bunch of reviews that other people had done on the movie, and I have to echo something that a few of the reviewers that I watched said. And that scene where he's going through all the personalities at once, when he's like, it's almost like he's breaking down. That scene was so on edge and so brilliant. McAvoy, you are a god among men when it comes to acting, to be able to pull off something like that. Please continue to do work like this. I cannot wait for the possible sequel to Unbreakable. I don't know what they're going to call it. I think it's really cool that you can put the posters to Split and Unbreakable side by side, and the Shatter lines up. I mean, that's so freaking cool. Just, I mean, really, it's like, I didn't even notice that until it was pointed out to me. I'm like, that's awesome. Go see this movie. Again, if you've watched this whole review without seeing it, you're an idiot. But, go see the movie anyways. This movie is fantastic. It's wonderful. I hope you enjoy the movie as much as I enjoyed it, because it's awesome. 10 out of 10. See you guys in the next video. Peace out.